Chop, chop, choppity chop, 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 choppity chop. Cook it, bake, cook it, do-do-do-do, da, da, da. Oh, yeah, oh, yeah.
Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to Panic at the Pantry. I am Chef Daniela Kalota. I'm a professional chef, culinary instructor.
And I'm Grant Hermes. I'm a journalist and a passionate home cook. And this is our very first episode of Panic at the Pantry, where we raid your fridge and we write recipes, not tragedies. I'm so excited, Daniela, for us to be finally doing
I'm
this.
so excited.
It's so great.
I've loved food forever. I have started cooking since I was just a wee little one, and it transformed into the professional setting, which makes me so happy that we're finally venturing out on our own company. And we talked about this months ago, and you said yes immediately. It took no convincing whatsoever.
Immediately. I mean, if I was going to do a food podcast with somebody, it was going to be you. And I mean, you're fantastic. And just for those of you listening at home, you know, Daniela said she started cooking since she was little. She's an accomplished chef and an amazing culinary instructor. And so to be able to get tips from you each episode and to go into our homes and build recipes out of your fridges, like the people who get to call in are pretty lucky to have Daniela in their fridges like this. I, on the other hand, am a guy who just likes to cook. Now, I will say I know my way around a kitchen. I'm not gonna be too humble about that.
He's very good. Otherwise, I wouldn't have asked him.
And actually, that's kind of how we met. It was during a cooking competition. I used to be a local TV news anchor here in Detroit, and it was during a Thanksgiving cooking competition where we made lobster rolls, clam chowder, and cannoli from scratch, which I didn't know you then. I didn't know how Italian you are. And so to do cannoli for you, I would have been much more nervous than it was.
I'm not going to lie. I was like, who is this guy? Because I actually met your wife first, who's incredibly lovely. I adore her. And then you came along and I get the note that he wants to make cannoli from scratch. I'm like, who does this guy think he is? I don't even do that. That's ridiculous. I mean, okay. And then you came with your rollers.
I had the rollers. They're still in a pantry somewhere. I've never used them since. That was like 3 years ago. But they turned out pretty good. The cannoli. They really did.
They did.
They did.
And I do have to say, your co-anchor or co-worker, lovely person. Mm-hmm. You smoked him.
Yeah, it's okay. He won't hear this. It's fine. I did beat him. I beat the socks off him. It was great. It was good.
You did. You was so bad. And I tried to be very level-headed and very fair about it, and it's just you smoked him. It was comical. So I was like, I like this guy. Now we can be friends,
and now we could do a show together, which is
now
great.
We could do a show together. First thing that came to mind. Absolutely.
Yeah. And like, this is your idea, so let's tell the people what this is all about.
Basically, we're answering the universal question that everyone has a difficulty with every single night. What do I make for dinner? I know that so many of you go to the fridge, you open your pantry and you sigh that, what are we going to have for dinner? And that's what we're here to do and help, because one of my passions is repurposing food, is looking at things that you already have and being able to know, hey, I can make this dish, I can repurpose this, I can make this delicious. So that's what we want to do. Look at, hey, I have a leftover chicken breast, some little bit of carrots, a little bit of corn, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And we're going to talk you through making a meal for you.
Yes. And we really decided that who better to do that for than you, to have real listeners actually call in and show us their real fridges, the good, the bad, the ugly inside those refrigerators.
The inedible, the disgusting, the everything. We want to see all of it.
All of it. And then we're going to make a recipe right on the spot and a meal, hopefully for dinner for that night, or maybe over the next couple of days before those things go bad.
Yes, but absolutely.
Each and every episode, we're also going to get a tip of the episode from you, Daniela. So what do we have for our first episode? Because it's got to be a good one.
It's a good one, I promise. And I thought about this long and hard because, like Grant said, I am a culinary instructor. That is what I do. That is my life's work. So my goal is always to impart some knowledge on our listeners. And today it is another universal question of the garlic. So how do I not burn the garlic? That's something that everyone starts off with. And how do I do it? So what you're going to do is start off with a cold pan. Now, what I mean by that is, well, really, recipes are written incorrectly. So when you have a recipe, it often says, heat up the oil or heat up your pan and put in your garlic. And people are wondering why they burn it. It's because that is a poorly written recipe. What you need to do instead is put some oil in your pan. Don't turn on the heat, and put in your garlic completely cold. Then put on your heat. There's no real reason to heat up your pan before you put in something delicate like garlic and onions. So what you're doing is gently heating up your pan, and when you start to hear it sizzle and start to smell it, it becomes fragrant. It only takes about 15 to 30 seconds. The garlic is done just like that. People wait for something to happen. They wait for, I'm always hearing, it's supposed to turn a color, right? It's supposed to be brown, right? Absolutely not. That's when it's game over, lights out, things are burnt, and you have to start all over again. So it's really just about 15, 30 seconds after it starts sizzling gently, you start to smell it, and then you can put in everything else, and you're not going to burn the garlic.
And so, like, it does take a little bit of patience to start in that cold pan, though, which I was, not always my thing. To be honest, when I'm at the stove.
Yeah, of course. And everyone is just like, all right, let's go. But I do have to say, I will never lie to you. And I'm not going to say things like, oh, it can happen instantaneously. No, you got to have a little bit of patience. Got to, put your priorities in line, and your priorities should involve not burning garlic.
Because then you have to start over. Because then you do have to start over. Because that taste is awful.
It's gross. It really is. Yeah.
All
so
right.
There's your tip of the day. Cold pan. Start off your garlic.
All right. And we're going to take a quick break and be right back with our very first caller, who frankly said she wasn't fully stocked. And that was a pretty good looking fridge and pantry to me. But I'm really excited about what we were doing.
It looks great. I mean, yeah, we came up with something wonderful. I'm excited.
Okay, so our very first caller here is a busy mom of two. She does like to have dinner with the family every night at about 6:30 or so. She's got a kid a daughter who's in dance, which is incredibly demanding. And then also they're kids. So they have some different approaches to food than adults. But also I thought the food in her fridge, even though she said she wasn't fully stocked and hadn't gone to the grocery store in maybe a week, maybe a little bit more, it still looked pretty good.
It looks wonderful as far as things that she could repurpose. I do understand that there wasn't a ton of fresh vegetables, fresh fruits, etc., because that's what happens when you don't go grocery shopping. But she also said she just came back from a competitive dance trip, and there wasn't still a ton in the house. There was a lot of a little bit of this, a little bit of that, which is what we thrive off of. So I was super happy to see it.
Tizzie, thank you so much for doing this. This is great.
Oh, thanks for having me. Long-time listener, first-time caller.
for the first episode. Yeah. Okay, before you open your fridge, what is a typical dinner time at your house like? Walk us through that.
Basically, I try to have dinner on the table around 6:30.
Impressive.
What's that?
Impressive.
Oh, we like to eat family dinners as much as possible. Our daughter dances competitively, so we have some nights that it's a little bit chaotic and she eats dinner later and we just make it work. But we all always eat together, and I start prepping dinner usually around 5 to 5:30, depending on what it entails. And then we try to sit down by 6:30, and that seems to work for our schedule.
Wow. Okay, so most nights that actually works, that whole system?
Yeah.
That's impressive.
That is, I'm just, I don't get that for me. I can't get that together for me. So
really,
yeah, no, absolutely not. So 2 kiddos, and I mean that is very impressive. Kudos for you. You
2 kids in a dance schedule to mix in there, and you're not just eating dinner over the sink. It's pretty impressive. Yeah. So, how much time does that leave you to go to the grocery store?
So the summer right now, it's rough. We're just kind of flying by the seat of our pants, and you'll see when I open the fridge, this is considered bare bones for me because I just don't care right now. I'm doing the best I can, but the kids are both in tow. When they're at school full time, it's so much easier. I can go to the store. I go to multiple stores just because I'm weird. I like things from different places. I prefer produce from a certain place. I try and get fresher vegetables and whatnot. But I can go to the grocery store usually in the mornings during the weekdays and then get what I need, plan as much ahead as I can. But, by midweek, when the strain is starting to set in or you're just tired at the end of the week, you're looking at your fridge and going, ugh, what can I make? And what is even left, and do I have the energy to do this, or do we just want carry out? So
You played right into our hands, Tizzie.
Uh-huh.
That's what it's
What
all
we're here
about. I love it.
Okay, let's see the inside of the fridge. Let's do it.
Okay. All right, here we go. So right now we're looking at perfectly ripe, ready to go avocados.
It's clean.
I
Your fridge is very clean.
I'm OCD with it. Everything has to be front facing, so I know what I'm working
it.
with. Just
Impressive.
Oh my God, I'm
Yeah.
the same.
it helps
I'm the
keep
same.
me organized.
Mhm.
Tommy and I love our sauerkraut. Got to have that every morning. I'm making pickled turnips just because I'm horrified that in Metro Detroit there's very few grocery stores that actually carry that.
It's the best method. I love that. Okay.
Okay, so we have various like salsas, pickles, olives, the standards.
Okay.
We have a couple dips. I have garlic kebab sauce.
Okay.
Okay.
We've
I see some is that buttermilk back there in the blue one?
just regular milk.
Just regular milk. Okay.
Coffee creamer, orange juice, a couple of yogurts. We have a big thing of Greek yogurt.
Greek yogurt.
I'm
Yes.
down to the last like couple handfuls of cottage cheese, but I usually have a 5-pound tub in the fridge because we have to.
I like that you measure cottage cheese in handfuls, by the way, Tizzie. That's really maybe not my first way to measure cottage cheese.
The way that my daughter and I eat it, though, it's like, yes, that's what it feels like sometimes.
Do you pick it up with your hands? I mean, I respect that.
Yeah. No shame.
I am like, I'm taking some bread and scooping it in. I love to eat with my hands.
Oh, yeah.
It's a very tactile
Just-
experience. Like,
Yeah. Raw dog and cottage cheese. No.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we have some tomatoes, some beets, a fresh jalapeno from the garden, some
Okay.
cilantro, some parsley. I have a random red onion, a little bit of romaine lettuce, red cabbage. And then I always keep lemons on hand, a couple of limes. And then we have some carrots and more eggs down here. And it's not the prettiest way to store it because last night was a late dance night. So I have chicken and grilled leftover sweet potatoes. And we can kind of do whatever we want with that chicken. I don't have a plan for it. Okay. And then we have all the condiments here in the world. You're stocked. You have so much. I know you said you really do.
Yeah, yeah.
That's beautiful.
And this is bare bones for you, which is kind of wild because like
when I say bare bones, I'm like, there's not a lot of cottage cheese left. There's like barely any.
She's only got 2 handfuls of cottage cheese, not 4 handfuls of cottage cheese. You guys, yeah.
Priorities.
Okay.
But no, I have like no proteins outside of the chicken, and then in the freezer we have proteins, but. Like, I don't have any fresh ground beef or anything that I would typically keep on hand. So, like, that's kind of the stuff that I'm like, oh, we need food. But
can you give me kind of like a close-up side swipe of all the condiments here? I want to know what we're working with.
Ignore it. That's the bad maple syrup. We've got real maple syrup.
Okay.
Just ketchup, the gold standard if you have kids, ranch.
Great.
Just doesn't matter what it is on the planet. Ranch apparently goes with it. Then we have mustard, garlic expressions. We've got Gerard's like champagne salad dressing, Parmesan, Japanese barbecue sauce. We have to have the Trader Joe's glaze balsamic, pink lemonade. I've got a sweet chili sauce, hoisin sauce, like so many random things.
Do you have soy sauce by chance? And there you have soy.
Olive oil
stunning.
and soy over here because I use a lot of it. I also have ginger. Okay. I've got capers. I've got relish. Tons of olives, and then we've got like sesame oil and stuff like that to work with.
Right.
Daniela, I think our heads are in the same place on this right now.
I know, probably they usually are, but I want to see her pantry. I want to see.
Do you want to see anything in the freezer or just the pantry? Okay.
Not the freezer. No, I don't think we have to touch that. Let's go over to the pantry. Show me what you got over there.
You'll be pleased with the pantry. It's not the worst.
I'm pleased with the pantry. Oh my gosh. Oh, the light. I'm so pleased. No,
the label.
It's beautiful. It really is beautiful. It's gorgeous. It's labeled. Oh my gosh. I love this little.
Okay.
This is stunning.
So
I love it.
Elbows, tuna fish, like black beans, corn, more olives, beans.
Listeners, that's a
Okay.
lazy Susan in her
Yeah.
That's a
pantry.
lazy,
There's
yeah.
not a small animal
Oh,
somewhere in
sorry,
the
I
background.
forgot.
Yeah.
Crying. No, it's great. I love that you have a
Oh yeah.
lazy
I do
Susan
too.
up there.
Um.
Okay. So wait, go
Yep.
back up again a little bit for me. So you have the beans. I see some chickpeas as well as what other bean was in there? Are they
Yeah.
some white
Cannelli
beans?
beans. Tuna fish. Black
Okay.
beans. Chili hot beans. Corn.
Okay.
Baked beans. I don't know why that's in there. We've like never touched that. Yeah. Great
Okay.
northern beans. Cranberry sauce. Potato
Ooh,
or pumpkin.
love me a good
Like so many
cranberry
random
sauce.
things. Okay.
Like that. Okay.
And then we have
Okay.
like the pasta shelf with like pasta for days. We have a couple of sauces just for like quick, like cacio e pepe. I butchered that, so don't.
You did not get a cacio e pepe in a
Okay, I will tell you
can,
the only
girl.
reason we did is because I had to go to Vegas with our daughter for a week. And Tommy can eat this one
Sounds
straight out of the
horrible.
can because it doesn't have like real cheese. It has goat's cheese or goat milk.
Stop! It's
Yes.
my shirt. Stop harming pasta. Tizzie. This is going to be like a whole separate conversation. Okay. All right.
That's for like emergencies only.
All right. Emergencies
But then
only.
we have brown rice, white rice, lentils, harvest blend. The kids both love this, so this is like a go-to
Right.
for us.
Okay.
And then cereals and oatmeal and like dog treats, random stuff.
Okay.
So yeah,
And the avocados that I saw in your fridge, are they ripe?
they are. They're good to go.
Okay. All right. So I have a general idea here.
So do I.
So I think that what we're going to have you do, Tiz, is go ahead, sit tight for us. Grant and I are going to discuss. This is the period of a podcast, everyone, where the Jeopardy music comes on. Na 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 na, and Grant and I think,
Yeah,
super exciting for everyone.
Yeah, it's really good listening. Just the dead air of us just sitting here. Yeah. Okay. So Tiz, if you want to hit mute for us,
Sure.
perfect. Which isn't to say that I love that we can't hear you. That's not what I mean. But okay. So Daniela, I have an idea about this. Where's your head right now? Because you asked about the soy sauce, and I was already kind of thinking stir fry of some kind. But what are you thinking?
I'm thinking a layer. Okay, so this is going to be a general theme with me. I love a good layered bowl. I love it. So I'm thinking actually a multitude of things layered with a stir-fried chicken on top.
Yeah.
So what I'm thinking is at the bottom, she's got lentils. I was hoping she had lentils because she has Greek yogurt. Second, you have lentils, you can make that creamy. So any sort of beans you can make creamy with yogurt, with lebne, which is an Arabic yogurt with cottage cheese. And then she's got that beautiful head of red cabbage and ripe avocados. So you can make a creamy avocado dressing, dress that with the red cabbage. And then I'm thinking with the chicken and the carrots together, we stir fry that together to get all the leftovers, put a little soy on it, put a little sesame oil and stir fry it. So that's kind of where my head is going, and then layer that together because it's, again, I love a good layer. What are you thinking?
I like that.
Tell me.
So like what my first initial thought was we take some of the rice that she's got in, we make a simple stir fry. She's got some eggs in there. She's got the jalapeno, the red onion, which I like. Yeah. The egg also works in what you're talking about too.
Yep.
I like, we can top this with avocado, but I like the citrus she has in there. The lemons and limes would be really good in this. That canned corn that she had up there that I think she said they don't.
Oh, I didn't miss that.
They don't use very often. I think it's just a good way to get rid of a canned item you've been holding on to for a while. Just throw it into a stir fry.
Yeah.
And it would be fairly easy to make all this stuff too, especially if she uses soy sauce all the time too, because as I'm thinking about this, I'm thinking about like the stuff that kids would like to eat too.
Yes, of course.
Because ranch is not going to go on a stir fry here. So even if it is what every kid loves. But if she uses soy all the time, that might be a flavor that her kids are used to. So that's kind of where my head was at too. I didn't want to like freak him out too bad. And then all of a sudden she's making chicken nuggets and like something else.
Well, she shared with me actually something before the podcast that her kids are good eaters, which is fantastic. And also I'll actually let her tell it when she comes back on, but is it actually genius about deconstructing some things for children. So it's not so scary to them.
Sure.
And I think that's a fantastic idea, especially if we do a stir fry or a bowl or something that's layered. So everything can be kind of deconstructed on the plate for them. I also am obsessed with making any sort of beans in bulk and then putting them back in the fridge because, more leftovers, but especially for the morning. Beans are underrated in the morning. I adore them with eggs.
I mean,
I'm nuts about them.
Beans on toast is like a British delicacy.
Yes.
It's like a whole thing. Like,
and I love it so much. I mean, I don't usually say the Brits know what they're doing, but I mean, in this particular case,
I mean, even a blind squirrel finds a nut every now and then. We're going to lose all of our British listener. Yeah.
I love you, British listeners. I love you. I love you. I love your culture. I love your people. Love everything. So let's not do that.
Okay. I like this bowl though, because she's got so much produce in there that I don't want any of it to go bad. What about, she got red onion in there and she had some romaine in there. I think it's worth getting rid of those things. She had like a random red onion, which means we probably don't know how long it's been in there.
Let's cut it. Let's slice it.
Yeah.
Thin. Let's get it in the salad.
Yeah,
for sure. Anything like any onions, any sort of aromatics, you can always put them in those salads. People forget about that, but they're delicious. And if you want to get rid of a little bit of bitterness, just soak them in vinegar, white vinegar, for like 20 minutes, and they'll get rid of the bitterness so much if you don't like them bitter. So there's all sorts of things you can do with that.
I've also done it too, where if you just let, especially like a raw red onion, sit in just a little bowl of water for a little bit, it pulls out the chemical that's in onions that makes you cry. It's called allicin. We could do a different tip of the week on how those work, how aloes work. But like, I know, look at me knowing science food stuff.
Look, I love it. I love it.
But I've done it before where you can take some of the edge off of specifically like a red onion, because it is a little sharper than your average Vidalia or white onion, and put in some water, let that kind of soak out for a second, and then pull them out and drain them. And it helps. But it does, like you said, really add a lot of depth of flavor to the kind of salad and bowl we're talking about.
It does. And also, don't forget with avocados, people automatically think like avocados, I need to slice them and eat them. There's so much more that you can do with avocados. Keep in mind that they are a wonderful creamy base. That's why I immediately thought dressing. For sure, we can slice them from on top of this whole bowl. That's going to be delicious. But a half of an avocado that you put in a blender, I mean, it is like instant creaminess. It's beautiful. So when avocados are just about to go bad, I'm like, throw them in the blender.
Kind of the way that when you use like a banana that's just a little overripe to make banana bread. We all had moms and or aunts and uncles who did that kind of a thing, right? And so it's the same idea with the soft avocado. It's all just fat, you know.
It is, yeah, good fat.
Yes.
The best fat. Love that. Okay, I think we have an idea. Are we ready?
I'm ready. Let's do it. Let's bring Tizzie back in here.
All right, I'm back.
Hey.
Okay, do you want to walk her through what you're thinking here, Daniela?
Yeah. All right, Tiz. So what we're thinking is a layered bowl. So I am obsessed with layered bowls, but also before I tell you this, the part of what you were talking about before kind of played into my head about what you do with your kids' meals. So do you want to share for a second how you deconstruct them and how that really plays into how well they eat?
Oh, yeah. So this was just something that was a trial by error that we learned over years of having kids, that the kids are scared if you marry all the ingredients together because it just intimidates them. It's like, why is that sauce this color? And like, ew, what is that on the corn? But if you just break it apart and you keep the dressing on the side in a little condiment dish, if you put the corn by itself, if you put the protein by itself, the starch by itself, they will more than happily eat it. And as we've gotten a little bit older with the kids, we've weaned them off of like straight ketchup and straight ranch as the dipping sauce for everything. So they've become more adventurous. And now we're at the point that I love bowls. Like, I'm obsessed with making bowls. And now our oldest is very inclined to eating a bowl because she gets that it's not as freaky. It's just everything thrown together, and it just makes life so much simpler.
That was kind of my inspiration, is you saying that beforehand, but also I too love a bowl. I'm just nuts about it and having everything all just kind of prettily arranged all over. So this is great. So the first thing I'm thinking is those lentils, because there's nothing that I love more than creamy lentils. So I would take those. Were those orange lentils, correct?
I had both. I had orange and the green kind.
Stop.
She's got both. I mean, use the orange lentils. They're beautiful and they'll cook a lot quicker. So why not on a few nights?
Oh, great.
So with the orange lentils, first thing that you're going to do is take some onions and some garlic, and you're going to saute those at the bottom of a saucepan. If you don't have onion, do you have white onion or just have you have that red onion? Okay, great. So we'll do one white onion, medium chopped, a couple garlic cloves, medium chopped. Go ahead and saute them at the base of your pan. put in, I'd say about, depending on how much your family eats, 1 to 2 cups of lentils. And you then go ahead and double up the water. That's going to be a 1 to 2 ratio. So it's either going to be 2 cups of water or 2 cups of stock. If you have some chicken stock, fantastic. If you don't, then water is going to do just fine. A little bit of salt and let those cook and get nice and happy. Then I like to put some spices. Anything from cumin to paprika is going to be absolutely fantastic in those as well. Stir it all up and taste for salt and pepper. And then you're going to temper the Greek yogurt into it. So by tempering, you're going to take a little bit and put it in a measuring cup, take a little bit of hot lentils and put them into it and gently stir it so that Greek yogurt comes up to room temperature. So when you put it in the lentils and mix it together, it's not going to curdle. Curdling is when it has the texture of cottage cheese, which y'all love, apparently. However, we want more of a silky texture going on here. So you're going to just gently fold that in. And you don't need a lot. You need about maybe a 1/4 cup to make them nice and creamy. And then we'll put those off to the side. Now, the other layers to the bowl, what were we thinking with the lettuce, Grant?
You just said that you had romaine in there that like was a little bit left, and I was like, let's add some of that. Let's get some of that cabbage
That
in there
red
that
headed
you have.
cabbage. Beautiful.
Yes. I like the idea of thinly slicing that red onion too, that you said you just like had in there that was random. And then also you said you had corn in the pantry, right? I think
I do, yes.
I like that as an extra veggie
Absolutely.
in this. I mean, we haven't hit the protein yet, but it's just, you've got the canned corn, you might as well use it.
Stir it up with something, though.
Yeah.
Again, add some spices to it. So whatever spices that you put in your lentils, go ahead and stick with those in your corn. I would personally put it in a saute pan, saute it up a little with a little bit of olive oil, and then go ahead and put in your spices because heat and fat always activates spices even more. Put maybe another little dollop of butter on it or a little more olive oil in the ending, and then just make it nice and happy together. So that's going to be another layer to your bowl. And as far as the salad, great that you have the romaine, the red cabbage. Go ahead and slice those very thin. Like Grant said, slice that red onion very thin. If you want to make it a little less bitter, you can soak it in either quick pickle in vinegar for 20 minutes or soak it in water. And then we're going to make a really fun avocado dressing. So in your blender, go ahead and put a half to a whole avocado. Put in your aromatics. So put in a clove of garlic. I like a little dollop of sweetness, so a little bit of honey. I would put some acid, so probably some lemons. You said you have lemons on hand, so a squeeze of lemon, salt, pepper, and then go ahead and put in your olive oil and make that nice and creamy. Put in as much olive oil as you want until the dressing gets nice and creamy. And you don't want it too creamy, but you don't want it too thin. So whatever consistency is right for you, great. Then dress that salad in it, and you have your beautiful vegetable portion of the bowl. Now, as far as the protein, we're going to go back to your chicken and carrots because those looked really good. So I would chop that up, again, nice and rough chop, I would say, and then throw it in your same saute pan that you had your corn in. No need to even wipe it out. Olive oil, go ahead and put in that chicken, stick with the same spices that you were using. And then I still want a little bit of acid in the end. So I would hit it with a little bit of lemon at the end. And then there is your protein portion of the bowl. So you have lentils, you have that corn, you have your cabbage salad with the avocado dressing, and then you have your chicken and carrots all together in a beautiful medley.
I love it. It sounds delicious.
What am I missing, Grant?
That's everything. That's what I was writing down here. I mean, I had an early lunch today, and it's about 5 o'clock right now, and it made me so hungry.
I'm starving.
Tizzie, any questions you've got about some of the process, some of the food in there? I want to make sure too that on the list of food we just said, everything is like, nothing's mushy, right? Nothing's got things growing on it.
No, nothing. Everything that's in there is sound. I did do, the double check when I got back from the trip with my daughter, and the boys survived. But the way that I fully stocked the house for them, like everything is still, it's on its shelf life. It has not expired yet.
Okay, good.
They survived. We don't know if they thrived, but they survived. They're still there.
I fully stocked the house before I left, and they used every last thing. But I came back, and my husband said, "I'm sorry I didn't do the grocery shopping, but we made it through with everything you bought."
That's sweet.
Perfect. Well, let us know to see how this recipe goes because I want to see it. It sounds delicious, and I'm sure you're going to do great.
Oh, I'm so excited to try this. I bet the kids will love it. It sounds like a crowd pleaser all around. I'm so thankful that you guys gave me some new inspiration because Lord knows I would not have come up with that dish on my own.
I love it. Anytime.
Thanks, Tizzie. We'll talk to you later.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, Tizzie.
I thought that went pretty well. I think we had a good recipe.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was great. And to be honest with you, all I want is lentils right now.
I know. Which,
I love them.
although, which is
I
that
love
that's the
them.
thing we should say. Listeners, after we got done talking about this recipe with her, she let us know that there were some food allergies in the house. Nothing major, nothing that would really have gotten somebody sick, but just some sensitivities. And one of those was to the lentils. And so we kind of walked through some substitutions here. Danielle, what did she say? She had quinoa and rice.
Quinoa and rice. Yeah, which you can also do the exact same methods and exact same thing with the onions and the garlic saute at the bottom of a sauce pot. Temper that yogurt in, but you can use really any other grain for it, which would be delicious, and you can make them nice and creamy. So for sure, and that's something we definitely are going to ask in the future because that's important to know if there's any sort of sensitivities, allergies, etc. We can work around those.
Absolutely,
no big deal.
Which is also kind of the heart and soul of this show a little bit, is to be able to take one thing and not something else, and take the ingredients that you just have and work with the situation you got. So honestly, in a little 100%. Bit of a way, it was kind of a good thing that we found this out later.
It was. And on top of it, I'm like, well, we did a bowl. So all her husband has to do is actually just leave those lentils out of the bowl. That's why I love a bowl.
Yes, sort of.
I love to layer.
Mix and match like that.
All right, everyone. And that is our show, our very first show. Thank you so much for listening to this week. Always make sure that you're following or subscribed, leave a comment or review.
Tag Panic at the Pantry on social media. It's Panic at the Pantry on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, everywhere that you're online, we are online. And we'll leave the links to those pages in the notes for this episode.
We will see you guys all next time.